Hello friends, welcome to lab report number 10, April 13th, 2016. And today this brave little 20-year-old Opel Corsa returned from one of its most daring adventures so far, which was to transport a metal lathe to this place, which will hopefully make a great addition to my workshop. So let's just take a look at it, shall we? Okay, so we're now inside the garage, obviously, and what I have done so far is to take all the stuff out of the car and spread the parts that I just bought on the floor. And what we will do now is basically just a first inspection of the items that we see here. And the thing is that when something like this pops up online, you really have to react quickly, and you don't necessarily have the time to take a look at the details. So let's just start. Well, what we have here in the front, of course, are the legs or the frame or the stand, however you want to call it, of the lathe on which the machine bed, which you see over here, is sitting. And these parts are made of cast iron, as it was normal at that time, and I guess that time is about 100 years ago. As you can see here, we have numerous paint jobs, which we will this will be one of the first things which we will remove with a wire wheel, and then this will get a new paint job in a gray color like the one I use for my drill press. This is the machine bed, or Maschinenbett as it's called in German. It is made from cast iron as well, and at first glance I'd say it's in good condition, but again the paint job has to be redone. Also this I guess should be thoroughly cleaned for once in like 50 years. Then here we have the so-called tailstock, in German called Reitstock. The same of course is true for the paint job on this part. Then we have the support, which is actually just called that in German as well. And over here the headstock, called Spindelstock in German. And we have not one, but actually two 3-jaw chucks, Drei-Backenspannfutter, the German word for that. And they also seem to work fine. And you can see here that at some point in the past this quite old lathe was converted to be used with in conjunction with an electric motor. And well, you can see that this was done by some guy. It's not part of the original equipment of this lathe. And I guess that I will redo the entire electric work on this. Over here we have the actual motor. It's of course a 3-phase induction motor, but as you can see, it was used using the Steinmetz circuit, which I have been talking about in one of my last lab reports, and I guess we will run this on actual 3-phase AC. We also have this assembly over here, which is used to connect the motor to this large pulley over here, which then is connected via another belt to the headstock. And of course here again a new paint job will be required. We also have a set of additional pulleys, but as far as I know the last owner of this lathe never used them, and we will probably also not use them or need them. Then we have another modification here, and that is it's just a wooden board that was painted green in order to appear as a part of the lathe, but I'm quite sure that this is not part of the original make as well, and I don't think that I will reuse this. Maybe I will build something else myself. This large steel part here is just ordinary construction steel, and it is sure that it was added later on as well. Over here we have, as well as in this cardboard box, we have some additional equipment that came together with the lathe as a lot. And for example, we have an assortment of turning tools, or Dreheisen as you say in German. And I guess it's a good thing to have some of them, so we will at least be able to test this machine. So the question is now, what is going to happen in the near future? Well, as you might have guessed, doing all this work, like repainting it and redoing the electrical job and so on, will take a lot of time. But there are some things that I'm planning to do very soon. And that is to remove the old paint from the frame and from the machine bed, then take these things inside and assemble the basic frame, so to speak, and then we will try to get the lathe running in principle. And once we have it running, meaning that we have to install the motor as well and so on, we will see what has to be improved and so on. And step by step I actually want to redo the paint job on all of the parts, as well as renew the lubrication and so on. So, but you know, this is all I can give you for today, and maybe you could just tell me what you think of my score here. But before you leave, let me tell you about something else. It's about another YouTuber, and his name is The Hacksmith. He's from Canada, and he's been doing a lot of work in hydraulics, pneumatics, metalworking and other fields of mechanical engineering. One of his most high-profile projects has been his work on this exoskeleton here, and he has made a lot of really cool videos about the genesis of that project. He also does this thing where he takes ideas from pop culture, like this Batman grappling hook, and he makes like daily reports about his progress in his workshop. And it's really cool to see him upgrading his workshop all the time. It really reminds me of what I have been going through over the last few years. It is also a kind of a nice thing to see someone who has his friends around in the shop and who has so much fun doing his work. So I, for my part, can only say that I enjoy his videos, and I really hope that you check out his channel. You can find a link to that in the video description of this video, and please say hello and tell him that I sent you over.